Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing.
In this lecture, I want to answer the question, why get AIGP certified? I want to start by looking at perspectives from two of the foremost experts on artificial intelligence today. These are Helen and Dario Amodei. I'm going to share a little bit from a Helen TED Talk, which I will link to in the curriculum so you can watch it yourself. I then want to share a bold prediction from Anthropic CEO and co-founder Dario Amodei. After looking at these two perspectives, I want to share with you some cold, hard statistics. I can make a really compelling argument as to why you need to take this class, but instead of doing that, I want to show you the statistics, where the money and the business trends are going, and let those statistics and figures speak for themselves. Specifically, we're going to look at investment, consumer perspectives, business trends, the potential impact that AI can have on the workforce, and finally, speaking specifically to your own interests, how the AIGP certificate can help advance your career. As I mentioned just a second ago, I'm going to share a link to this TED Talk in the curriculum so you can watch it yourself. Helen was formerly a board member at OpenAI, and in this TED Talk, she's talking specifically about AI governance. What is the path to governing AI? And for those of you that are maybe on the fence as to whether or not this is the course for you, if that feeling is primarily motivated by some type of insecurity, that you're not familiar enough with the technical aspects, that this course might be a little too technical or difficult, I want to point to the advice that Helen gives in this TED Talk. In the very opening of the TED Talk, she shares that as she's interacting with folks on the topic of artificial intelligence, a lot of everyday people that are not familiar with the technical aspects will share with her that they are intimidated because they don't understand AI. On the other hand, Helen talks about her interactions with industry-leading experts who say the exact same thing. That is, I don't understand AI, and neither does anyone else. For me, this is really instructive because what it should encourage or empower us to do is to start learning. And the two main ideas that Toner gives in this talk are, number one, don't be intimidated by the technology or the folks that are building it. Right now is the perfect time to get into AI and AI governance. And second, focus on adaptability, not certainty. Even now, as we're a little more than 2 years removed from November of 2022, when ChatGPT became mainstream, we AI governance professionals are still very much building the plane as we fly it. That is, we are working together to figure all of this out in real time. The second perspective that I want to share with you comes from a recent op-ed in the Wall Street Journal written by Dario Amodei and Matt Pottinger. Dario Amodei is the CEO and co-founder of Anthropic, and his bold prediction is as follows. AI will likely become the most powerful and strategic technology in history. By 2027, AI developed by frontier labs will likely be smarter than Nobel Prize winners across most fields of science and engineering. It will be able to use all of the senses and interfaces of a human working virtually. Text, audio, video, mouse, keyboard control, and internet access to complete complex tasks that would take people months or years. Imagine a country of geniuses contained in a data center. Clearly, there already is, as we will see later in this lecture, and will continue to be, strong demand for individuals that have the AI governance skill set. That is, you understand the technology with just enough sophistication to be able to appropriately manage risk and to manage that system, that AI system, throughout its development lifecycle. Keep in mind the AI governance profession is still very new. The first cohort of folks to earn their certificates did so in April and May of 2024. So for those of you that are interested in this skill set for pursuing this as a career or applying this skill set to your current career, you are getting in at the ground floor level. So with that said, let's look at some of the cold, hard numbers concerning investment. For all of these statistics that I'm providing you, there's going to be a link in the curriculum with the primary sources that I've gathered all of this data from. This way you can easily confirm and cross-check all of the information that I'm giving you and share it with others. In a recent report, OpenAI shared that currently, globally, there is $175 billion awaiting investment in AI projects. Microsoft plans to invest $80 billion in AI-enabled data centers just in fiscal year 2025. Looking at investment to date, Gen AI companies raised $56 billion worldwide in 2024. This was a 192% increase from 2023. Finally, on the topic of data centers, global data center spending is predicted to reach $250 billion annually. This is a staggering amount of investment that is going towards building out AI and AI infrastructure. Another reason that AI governance professionals are sorely needed is to help society and to help manage trust. A recent Gallup poll published in January of 2025 shows that 99% of Americans are regularly using at least one AI-enabled product, but 64% of those Americans don't realize that they're using AI. One component of AI governance is AI literacy. That is, developing your organization's workforce to appropriately use the technology. It is very clear from just this one statistic from the Gallup report that Americans are in need of AI literacy. Another shocking find from this Gallup poll is the negative sentiment that is currently surrounding artificial intelligence. For example, 72% of Americans expect AI to negatively impact the spread of false information. 64% believe AI will negatively affect social connections. And 60% think AI will negatively impact job opportunities. Just as there is a crisis of trust concerning big tech's collection, maintenance, and disclosure of our personal information, so is there likely to be negative sentiment surrounding that concentration of AI technology. One thing that AI professionals help to do, as we've seen in recent lectures, is to ensure that their organizations are deploying AI in a responsible and ethical way. And in doing so, we help to increase societal and cultural trust. So AI governance professionals are certainly needed to help not only manage expectations within their organization, but to appropriately communicate the positive impact that AI can have on the planet. Concerning business trends, again, this is a study that is hot off the press, January of 2025. This comes from the Harvard Business Review, or HBR. And in this study, the Harvard Business Review interviewed C-suite executives from 125 leading companies. Of these C-suite executives, 98.4% of organizations reported that they are increasing AI and data investments, and 74.8% reported seeing value coming from productivity gains and customer service improvements. What these statistics reflect is that organizations see the value in AI and they will continue building it into their current internal operations and customer-facing products and services. On the topic of the impact of AI on the workforce, a CSET, or Center for Security and Emerging Technology report titled AI and the Future of Workforce Training, reported that 80% of workers could have at least 10% of their work activities affected by large language models. And the final set of statistics that I want to share with you concern career advancement. So where is there opportunities to grow with the AI governance skill set? And how might this skill set benefit you in your career advancement? Well, when we look at just one company, Microsoft has recently reported that they aim to train 2.5 million Americans in AI skills in 2025. Again, this connects with the statistic earlier concerning the need for AI literacy, not just within organizations, but public-facing AI literacy for the public. Very recently, LinkedIn also published its list of the fastest growing jobs in the United States. Second on that list was AI consultant. And again, I'm going to provide the link to that study. You can read that description, and it overlaps almost one for one with AI governance professional responsibilities. Finally, here for the statistics, there are two more from the Harvard Business Review report that we looked at just a moment ago. Again, the HBR, in its correspondence with 125 major organizations, found that 84.3% of these organizations have hired a chief data analytics officer, which is up from 12% just a little over a decade ago. And only 33.1% of these organizations have a chief AI officer. So we can see here that over the last 10 plus years, there has been a huge uptick in the number of organizations that understand the importance of data and data analytics. Currently, the number for chief AI officers is quite low. And I imagine, given everything we've talked about in the lecture so far, that number is only going to grow. The final little bit of insight that I want to leave you with concerning the question, why get AIGP certified, is this. When you earn a certificate and you put that certificate on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile, you're demonstrating to potential employers that you are committed to learning and to self-improvement. The AIGP certification is by far the gold standard, industry standard certificate in this space. Earning this competitive certificate demonstrates subject matter expertise, and it will help you to stand out from non-certificate holders. In this lecture, we answered the question, why get AIGP certified? We looked at a recent TED Talk from Helen, where she argues that when it comes to learning about AI and AI governance, we should not be intimidated by the technology or the folks that are building it. The main takeaway here is to focus on adaptability, not certainty. The metaphor that I like to use is that we are building the airplane as we are flying it. We are figuring it out together as we go along. We also looked at a bold prediction from Dario Amodei of Anthropic. He sees AI as becoming the most powerful and strategic technology in history, and that by 2027, we will have AI systems that are smarter than Nobel Prize winners. There is a tremendous amount of investment that is taking place worldwide in AI right now. OpenAI is reporting that there's $175 billion globally that's awaiting investment in AI projects. Microsoft plans to invest $80 billion in data centers in FY25. Gen AI companies raised $56 billion worldwide in 2024. And it's projected that globally, $250 billion will be invested annually in building out data centers. On the consumer protection front, we see again that 99% of Americans are using at least one AI product on a regular basis, but 65% of those individuals don't even realize that they're using AI. Overall, there's a strong negative sentiment towards AI. 72% of Americans see it impacting the spread of false information. 64% see it affecting social connections. And 60% see it negatively impacting job opportunities. The Harvard Business Review found that 98.4% of the organizations they connected with are increasing AI and data investments, and 74.8% of those organizations see value coming from productivity gains and customer service improvements. A CSET report found that 80% of US workers could have at least 10% of their work activities affected by large language models. And finally, when it comes to career advancement, there are many reasons to get involved in AI governance now. Microsoft foresees training 2.5 million Americans in AI skills just in 2025. LinkedIn is reporting that AI consultant is the second fastest growing job in the US. There has been tremendous growth in chief data and chief analytics officers over the last decade plus. For example, 84.3% of organizations have hired a chief data or chief data analytics officer. And at present, 33.1% of those organizations have a chief AI officer. Finally, earning a competitive certification demonstrates your commitment to learning and self-improvement. It demonstrates your subject matter expertise, and it helps you stand out in a competitive field from non-certificate holders.